Hello, 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 and welcome to Unhindered Faith, another episode of Motivational Monday. This is where we are just diving into one of John Maxwell's books. We are walking through the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Got it right here. One of my favorite books by John Maxwell, and we're talking about the different laws briefly. And what I'm doing is just kind of exploring how I have applied these laws to my life. And so we're focusing on law number 5, the law of consistency. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification, and that way you get all the updates. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure that you do that. Every little bit helps, and make sure that you like us on all social media. That's Facebook and Instagram. But stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. Hello and welcome again to Unhindered Faith. Today we're talking about the law of consistency. It's one of those, for me, I like stability in my life. I don't like things to change rapidly. If change is to happen, I like it to take place at a slow pace, so I could adjust to the change. I don't know about you, but that's who I am. And so consistency is one of those, I like it, but it's also a hard discipline to have in my life, to keep that routine. I'm learning right now in my class, as I've mentioned in the past, I'm in a special education class, first and second graders, and my students, they need consistency in their daily routine. In fact, there's one kid in particular, the very first thing he does when he comes into class, he walks right to our board that has our schedule for the day, and we do have different schedules depending on the day because we have music that comes in and that kind of thing. And when it doesn't line up to what it should be, he wants to adjust everything. So some days we have a fire drill or something like that. And when we have those moments where the routine, the schedule is not consistent, he kind of panics. He kind of freaks out. And there's no difference between him and how I respond sometimes. And so this law of consistency, John Maxwell it says in this chapter, motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you growing. And what John Maxwell is talking about in this is that we love to motivate people. We love to encourage people and get people going, but it's discipline that keeps you growing. In other words, every day, your discipline, your consistency of applying what it needs to be in your life will help you grow in that direction. So if I want to grow in my health, in other words, I want to be healthier, I have to have the discipline in my daily schedule to be consistent, to be able to be healthy. If I want to grow in who I am, I have to have the discipline to be consistent in my daily routine to grow in who I want to become. And so it's one of those encouraging but hard disciplines in our life is to be consistent. Jim Tressel says this: the hallmark of excellence, the test of greatness is consistency. One of the things that in basketball officiating or even baseball umpiring, even as a sports fan, a coach, a player, the one thing that you want is calls to be consistent. If it's being a plate umpire, you want the calls, the strikes and balls to be consistent. Do we miss them? Yes. But we want consistency. I always told my team, my son, when I coached him in baseball, is we could adjust to the strike zone, right? When I referee basketball, I want my calls to be consistent. Coaches want that. They say, I get that call, but I want the same call down here. And so we talk about that as a team, consistency, and developing that discipline within us to be consistent. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to your faith in God, when it comes to your work ethics, all of that, what people look for is consistency. So how do we apply this to our lives? How do we apply this to our lives? The one thing that we can do is to make a list of everything you like about personal growth. So I guess that's the challenge I have for you this week. Make a list of what you like about personal growth. The first time that I ever have done that, I made that list, it was very short. It was one of those, I was like, man, I don't have a lot of things on here in my list that I like about personal growth. The more that I applied what I do like and see the perspective of why I like personal growth, the longer that list has become. To the point that now who I am today is who I don't want to be that tomorrow. In fact, I want to grow. I want to wake up and I want to apply and be disciplined in my growth. And the only way that that's going to happen is through consistency. And so I challenge you today that in your purpose, in who you are and who God has created you to be, is to develop the discipline to be consistent, the law of consistency. You may be motivated by this video. You may be motivated by watching this or by these words, but I encourage you to develop the discipline of consistency. That's on you. You can do that by starting to make that list. What is it that you like about personal growth? In fact, if you will, just comment below one area that you like about personal growth. And then this week, make your own list. As the week goes on, continue to make that list, add to that list, and let that list continue to grow and develop new disciplines each day and be consistent with it. Thank you so much for joining me with Unhindered Faith as we are walking this journey of faith, of learning what it's like to walk with unhindered faith in our situations. Because I do believe that we serve a God who's not hindered by our situations. Love you, appreciate you, and have a blessed week.